Yeah, that's a great question. I get that and ask that question quite a bit. My journey in servant leadership started in 2003 when I had the honor of meeting Ken Blanchard in person. He was invited to come speak at our church about leadership. And I met him when he came in the back door. We prayed him up, got him all ready. And he talked that night about how being a servant leader, if you really believe what you believe, is really not an option. And I'd never been challenged in my leadership before through my faith. And he got me thinking that night about, am I really serious about being a good leader? And did I really know what it meant? And I started to study I started to study leadership from a different perspective, one of service first. And that journey wasn't easy. And at times it wasn't fun because I was raised in the corporate world. I was raised and educated to, it's all about where you're going and your career and climbing the ladder. And he really got me thinking about what I thought about leadership and what perspective I was coming from. And what was interesting is at the time I was working for Datron World Communications. I still am. I own Datron. I didn't at the time. And we were going through a acquisition process. And through some due diligence, we were, and if you look this up on the internet, you'll see I was the subject of a criminal investigation with the Department of Justice. What does that have to do with servant leadership? But I was working at the time. We were investigated by the Department of Justice. I was a subject in a criminal matter. And that has a whole story of its own, but there was nothing there. We did nothing wrong. And it was proved that we did nothing wrong. And at the end of the year, excuse me, the corporation that I worked for, who owned Datron, was a company here in San Diego. And they wanted to sell us after the investigation. And so I offered to bid, and they looked at it and they came back to me and said, we don't want you to pay the dollar amount you offered. We want you to pay less. And I said, well, okay, I don't understand. Why do you want me to pay less? And he said, well, we want you to pay book value. And I told the gentleman at the time, my book value is a lot higher than what you're asking me to pay. He says, we know, but we haven't believed in your business for the last couple of years. So we've been writing it off behind your back at the corporate level. So first we get thrown under the bus with an FCPA investigation, Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. And then I find out that my company doesn't believe in the business that I've dedicated my life to, and has been writing it off behind our back. And I said, I've had enough. I've had enough. I need to listen to Ken. I need to listen and become a different type of leader, because I don't ever want to put people through what we went through for that year under the investigation and feeling like we were thrown off to the side because we didn't have any value. And that were the two nails. I talked about the two nails in the coffin that really got me serious about looking at a different type of leadership. But I always said, and Lori, my wife, always said, if we get a chance to own Datron, we're going to run it differently. We're going to run it differently. We're not going to run it the way the corporate world wants us to run it. And that's what we did. And we use servant leadership as the core of what we believe in, both as people of faith and as human beings. We believe in treating people with dignity and respect. And that's how we want to run our company. And so those couple of years is what started. Ken got me started thinking about a different way of leadership, but then the investigation and the way we were handled with the public corporation is kind of like throwing more firewood on the fire. It accelerated my journey into servant leadership. And so I was motivated both by faith, and I was motivated by not putting people through what I had experienced in the corporate world, and I wanted to do something different.